Yuki and John, patriarch.
What do you mean future? I know future, but what are you talking about the future?
Like, we can talk about the future in terms of like how the future might unfold in terms of, I don't know, AI, how the past used to look at the future, how people used to say, oh, flying cars by the year 2000, and then we don't even have a fucking flying car by the year 2025. We could look at the future of where movies like Blade Runner and stuff like that,
Oh, okay.
how we think our futures might go, the future of human civilization.
Future. Okay, I can do future. Yeah.
You want to do the future?
Yeah.
All right, we're doing the future right now. That'll be the beginning of the episode, me explaining what the fuck the future is. And Yuki, the
Yes.
future. Now, I think about this very often, in a very strange way, because as I get older, my mind wanders into these like existential thoughts. We never really experience the future, right? Because we're always we can only, as humans with our puny five senses or six senses, if you talk to some people, we can only experience the present moment always.
Always, like a tomorrow never comes. Today is always now. So we're looking at the tomorrow. But when tomorrow comes, it's today. So we never reach the tomorrow. So and then remember that the 60, I don't know, you may too. When watching Star Trek, the original TV series, everything was in the future. But besides, beaming up, everything, Star Trek thing is happening now, like a video, telephone, or those AI thing. And 60 years ago, we're looking at, gee, this may be the future. But now it's happening, so future is now.
Right, and that's, I feel like also when you think about the future, the past, and the present is a constant, right? If we're always experiencing the present moment. But I think more than the future, we can experience the past because we have things that we can document the past with. We have books, we have video cameras that we could, even our own family thing. We have pictures, we have movies, like things that can capture the past time. I feel like the past and the present are more real than the future in a way.
Right.
Because, like, okay, so say that you have somebody who's going to predict things like Nostradamus or somebody like that. Sometimes I feel like that stuff is just calculated guesses, and it's not really based on anything other than taking what you know of the present and the past and saying it's going to happen in the future and gambling on what's going to happen. But nobody could really ever know about the future. We can know about the past, we can know about the present, but the future is the great unknown.
Right. No, nobody can tell, right? I mean, we can say there will be a big earthquake because it will happen someday unless you pinpoint when, what time exactly. Unless you can do that, nobody can predict in the future.
Not to 100% accuracy. And then you can even get into the ideas of like the past is rewritten because people like, okay, so let's talk about well, first I want to just mention real quick that this was a suggestion by Mr. Live Skeleton on Blue Sky. That's just one word, Live Skeleton. And on Instagram, live.skeleton, a beautiful listener of ours who suggested a bunch of stuff. And we actually did one of the suggestions, and I don't know if we mentioned it because we got really deep into it, was toys. We did an episode on toys. Now we're doing a second suggestion of Mr. Live Skeleton, the future. Actually, I don't know if it's, I'm saying Mr., but it might be a woman too. I don't know. So Mr. or Mrs. Live Skeleton, I apologize, or just gender neutral Live Skeleton. However you identify, that's what you are. But you're a beautiful listener to us, and you gave some great suggestions. And thank you for this future talk. This is great. because I do think about this stuff often, about the past, present, and future, how we experience time, how sometimes time is outside the realm of what we can even know or experience. I mean, um, to get back to what we were talking about, like the Bible, right? Just the Bible, this thing that people base their whole lives on. That shit was rewritten so many fucking times that it's sort of may have even bastardized the thoughts and ideas of the people who were even originally featured in the stories, like Jesus, Moses, this sort of stuff. It's over time people infuse their own ideas into this shit to the point where it's almost a bastardization of the past because we'll never truly know what was the real story there.
Because I think it was made up, right? People wrote it.
Well, no, no, I don't think all that. I think some of it was historically accurate. I think there were some parallels to history, and maybe even a lot of the people existed and some of the stories actually happened. But I think some of them got twisted over time by different governments, different kings, different scholars. And there are even gospels that were left on the cutting room floor that people say should have been put in, like Thomas, gospel according to St. Thomas was one that was like not included. They only got 4 gospels, but apparently there's more gospels out there in the main Bible. Yeah. And we're going to do, I've been preparing for this, Yuki. We're going to do like a 4-part series on the Bible. We're going to do two episodes about the Old Testament, 2 episodes about the New Testament, maybe less. But I've been really thinking about it and planning which stories I want to talk to you.
Okay.
Yeah. But for now, about the future, Yuki, are you ever afraid of the future? Are you ever like afraid of the uncertain nature of what's to come?
I mean, honestly, I don't know because, I mean, things could happen. And then my theory is nothing lasts forever. So there's always the end. So it's not our time, but end of the world will come someday.
100%. In the words of Jim Morrison, the future's uncertain and the end is always near.
And yeah, end is always near. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, it's like sometimes you could make, there's another saying, best laid plans. You could plan for fucking years to do something, right? Plan it out to a T. And then some stupid thing could fucking, in a moment, ruin those plans. Because life throws you curveballs. The universe is uncaring about what your puny little human plans are. They could be, like you said, an earthquake, a fucking war, this or that, the other thing. So there's really nothing that we could do to fully prepare ourselves for the future.
No, there's nothing. I mean, meteor could hit the earth and the end of the, our life. All the earth could be gone. So,
I was looking recently back into like the old fucking, even before like the Triassic period, all the periods of the Earth, like 300, 400 million years ago. And in those like 100 million years in each like different era, there was like extinction event here, extinction event there, a meteor hit or this happened. That shit happens every few 100 million years. So we might be due, Yuki.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't mean to like it, but I mean, I'd rather die with everybody than die by myself.
You said this before, and I agree with you. I think it would be, not to get too morbid, but I would rather die standing on my roof watching a meteor hit with everybody else like, whoa, than just dying alone in my bed, sad and fucking regretting everything I've ever done. Like a big spectacular going out.
Or, life event with everybody. It's like a celebration instead of dying alone with cancer or something,
Yeah, Yuki, I'm starting to come around on that idea because when you first said it, I was like, what the fuck? But now I get what you're saying. It's like We're all in this together because no matter what, the future for every single one of us, death is going to come. There's no way out of it. Like we are going to have to experience it. And that's why there's a great book called The Denial of Death that I read a couple of times. And it sort of is about the idea that many, many people in this world do not accept the fact that they're going to die, which leads to many problems down the line when they actually have to confront the idea of death. So something that's inevitable, right, is death. So if we can confront it, come to terms with it, and accept it, then we'll lead more rich lives than we would if we did the denial of death. So the future is obviously death, but also the future is the unknown. So who knows? Tomorrow, Yuki, you might fucking win the lotto if you play.
Yeah, that would be nice. Or could get hit by car. I mean,
Right. There's also these other ideas about like quantum entanglement and all this sort of stuff that we write our own futures sometimes by our mental mindset because our brains are more strong than we ever know. So if you say that you sit around going, I know that I have done this. The future sucks because my life sucks right now. I'm never going to get out of this hole. The fucking shit that I've done and fucking this and that and the other thing. That sets the pace for your future. But if you sit there and go, I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to fight. I have a vision of what my life could be the positive way. That also sets your pace as a human being for the future. Have you ever started something, Yuki, where you had all the plans and then something fucking ruined it?
yeah, I mean, you plan something and then not always going your way. So then, you have to fix it.
And that when you're fixing it, you're doing it in the present. You're taking the rolling with the punches, as they say. So say that you're trying to do some sort of a business endeavor and something stops you. What do you got to do? You got to look at that problem, solve it, and then move on. That's how you get through these things.
Right. But those are moments, the present, not the future.
Right. But then when you reach a certain, because I've read a lot about people who like are rich and unhappy, right? Money is a lot of people's main goal. But money doesn't bring you all of the things that you actually want. Sometimes peace of mind is more valuable than money. Sometimes just having a comfortable living situation is more valuable than actual money. Because I could fully see as me getting to a point where I have all the money in the world, but I don't have anything of meaning around me. And I could see how that could be a totally lonely fucking existence. You might be able to buy friendship or lovers or things like that, but those are hollow things that if you don't have the meaning behind it, it might not be as good as you think it will be.
Yeah. And then plus, you can buy with the money, with friendship.
Well, you could short-term friendship. I think if you could, you could find short-term like money. You could find a higher caliber of women. I'm sure than you would if you were not rich.
No.
That's just a fact.
But if you're a millionaire, but you're dying with illness with no cure, then you're healthy like a horse, but no money. I'd rather be healthy, no money, than super rich and dying in bed. Though.
Same. I totally agree with that, Yuki. I mean, like, it's so weird because like when I was younger, I would predict or look at things and say this is going to happen, that's going to happen, and a lot of times things do not go the way that you think they will, not because of circumstances out of your control. And that's the thing that I've really had to come to terms with in the last few years is like things out of my control are always going to be there. Always, no matter what, no matter how prepared you are, something is going to happen that you did not predict or plan for.
That's why, isn't that fun? That's life. I mean, everything's so easy. Everything's going your way. Everything you can get what you want, then what's the fun about that? I mean,
I could tell you the fun would be that you would be more happy than if you were working through all these fucking accidents and horrible things that happen. Like the fun. Okay, yes, there is fun in living in the unpredictability of the future, but there's also fun in living in comfort. You don't think so?
Well, I mean, you can still be comfortable, no, while things go wrong.
Yes, sometimes. I mean, like, I don't want to harp too much on like personal tragedies and stuff. I want to keep this more in general, but the thing that helped me through a few personal tragedies was seriously sitting and going, it's not that fucking serious because it could be a lot worse. I'm healthy. I'm not fucking hurt. I could get over whatever this might be, whether it's financial, property, as long as I'm physically intact and the people that I love and care about are physically intact, things are good. That's really what I've learned recently is that the fucking world could come and attack you with words or whatever it might be. And as long as you or me as a person is secure and knows the truth about what you are, has a fucking physical body that you could live in that's not decaying of some sort of a disease or some sort of a fucking ailment, then you could get over it. And then even in those tumultuous times, say that you fucking lose a leg or something, you could still learn to be happy through that sort of shit. Because it's all problem solving. And as long as you attack the problem with a little bit of intellectual fervor, you could get through this shit because the human spirit is resilient. There's people living in iron lungs that are happy or were. You know what an iron lung is, Yuki?
So
You ever see one of those capsules where a person is like completely immobile and they can't move, and they're inside of an iron lung where that's keeping them alive, but their head is like peeking out and they're just like get fed, they watch TV and they're just able to like maybe move their neck a little bit. Some of those people are still happy.
Are they? Some of them are.
I'm sure they are. It's sometimes it's a mindset. Yeah. Because we really don't like, getting back to death, we don't know and we cannot know what happens after death. So we don't know if life is the only thing, if life is the ultimate happiness, if life is the ultimate betrayal and we've been living in suffering so that we could get to the fucking death bliss or whatever it might be. There's no way we can know. So the only thing that we could actually do is try to make the best of whatever we have at this present moment.
Right.
How do you do that, Yuki? Because you're a very positive person, and even in dark times, you don't seem to fall apart. You don't. You seem to like figure out a way to keep moving forward and move through things. So, what are some of the techniques you use to get to a positive future?
Is that the mindset? It's just a different way of thinking. It's like for example, okay, somebody die, you go funeral. The good things about the people dying, and when you go funeral, you meet the people, friends, relatives you haven't seen for years. That's a good thing. So that kind of thinking, the bad things, but there's always good things behind it.
I see. So you accent like the fucking Jungle Book, accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative.
Yes.
Okay. So even in a horrible thing like a death of a family member, you should dwell in the honoring their legacy and their memory, and then in reconnecting with people you may have lost touch with.
Right. So, and then, nobody lives forever. So, okay, of course, it's sad at the moment, but nobody lives forever. You accept that. So, instead of being sad, just celebrate. Okay, his life is the end. just to end of the one stage. Now he's leaving for next stage. Let's celebrate. See?
How do you block out negative, intrusive thoughts, Yuki? Do you ever have intrusive thoughts where things come in and you're just like, no, don't even think about that? Do you have like a technique?
I don't know about the technique, but if I fail, there is no such a thing perfect. So you try second time, and then learn from first mistake, then try not to do same mistake again. So in my mind, it's okay to make mistake as long as it's not the same mistake.
Right. Right. And that way in the future, which is what we're talking about, we've gotten into like sort of an existential philosophical idea about the future, is that you cannot make that same mistake again. You may have learned something that then in the future you won't make that same mistake.
Right. Because if you making same mistake and then you feel like you're an idiot, like you never learn from the mistake. But I think mistake is good, so you don't make same mistake again. So it's a part of the process. Mistake is good. So if nobody make mistake, keep going, like, ooh, I'm lucky, I'm always succeed. But part for that kind of person, when he make mistake, probably he doesn't know how to recover.
Good point. That's really interesting because, that's as far as I get older, I start to use the lessons of my life more and more and say that happened to me when I was 17 years old. Now I can't repeat that. But, that has been happening to me as I gotten older. And I wish that I had learned some of those lessons a little earlier because I may have had less, what's the word? It's like less turmoil in my brain. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm getting to more of your wavelength as far as saying the mistakes are good. Whereas when I was younger, I was like, mistakes or things that I fucked up, that sucks. I'm a piece of shit. Now it's like, oh, no, I went through that. Don't do that same thing. Yeah. When you were younger, Yuki, did you have an idea in your head about the future, like based on movies and TV? Like, did you really think that there was going to be some sort of a flying car in the year 2000? And also, please tell me about how you used to view the idea of the millennium coming up, because that was a big deal. Everybody was like, oh, year 2000's coming up and all that stuff. Were you afraid of it? Were you excited?
Well, yes and no, because first of all, I'm not really a new technology person. So new technology, high tech is good, but too much advance, and I think you ruin our human, physical ability. Because new generation, they lose fundamental, basic stuff. They just went to new technology directly. So the problem is, since you don't have fundamental, basic physical technique, depending on new technology too much, for example, you make rent-a-car reservation, hotel reservation, airline reservation. Sometimes, we can take reservation because the computer is down. I always tell them, look, 30 years ago, you didn't have computer. You took my reservation. Why cannot today? They are, independent, too much. So I think basic physical skill is really important. Then, those new technology or device, machine comes with it. But if you depending on those too much, then if machine breaks, you're dead. So that's, my bad part about in the future with those technologies.
That's a good complaint. I agree with you. Yeah, you were able to take my order 30 years ago. Why the fuck? That's a funny thought. It's like, whatever happened to pen and paper, motherfucker?
Yeah, get the pen and the notepad, then take my reservation. Yeah.
Plug it into the computer later when it was back on board. What about some movies, Yuki? I have a list here of all like futuristic movie timeline, and this is like a graphic, and it's very surprising about the years that past filmmakers used to think of how advanced we would be. So I'm going to read some stuff here and tell you the movie, and I'm going to want you to guess what year you think that it took place in. Okay? And this goes in chronological order. Clockwork Orange. What year do you think that was set in? It was a future...
2010.
1995.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Escape from New York.
That's 1999.
Close. 1997. 1997. So they thought that 1997 was going to be a dystopian future, Yuki.
Manhattan is a prison. Yeah.
Manhattan was a prison by fucking 2000, by 1997. Okay, let's skip forward a little bit to RoboCop.
That's a 2005.
2015.
Oh.
At least that's what it says here. And then Back to the Future 2 is famously in 2015, and we've already surpassed that by 10 fucking years.
Right.
And they, to get to the future car thing, yeah, people always in the back in the day would depict the future as like flying cars and stuff like that. But you know what? Practically, how would you regulate flying cars? That would be such an overhaul of the traveling experience. It would literally be like you need air traffic controllers or something to regulate flying cars.
I heard the Honda is making now.
Honda's making a flying car?
Yeah. It come out, 5-10 years, we have a flying.
You know what I think is really stupid? Self-driving cars, Yuki. I think that's so fucking dumb. I saw one the other day. This woman was in the back seat of a car doing a report on self-driving cars. I forgot what city they're starting to try to roll them out in. And the things she was doing her report, and her cameraman was in the front seat filming her. And all of a sudden, the car just stopped short, and she like went forward really fast and got all scared. She was like, "Oh!" And it turns out that the car stopped short for a ray of sunshine.
Well, it's kind of drone, right? Then, with machine just drive itself.
Yeah, it just drives itself. I guess it has some sort of a way that it can experience the surroundings, and it thought that a ray of sunshine was like a fucking obstruction in the road. What if it doesn't see a fucking kid? What if it views the kid as a fucking open air? Like it's just there's going to be failure to. I don't want to be in the back at the mercy of some sort of a fucking machine. Would you try? Would you try a self-driving?
Still a long way to go. But did I tell you, like when I did the AI thing, those driverless, Humvee or helicopter, or those machines, the Pentagon was making it at the Carnegie Mellon University. So maybe they have by now. I mean, at least the drone.
Maybe drones and stuff, but not putting your life in the hands of a machine driving through the streets of San Francisco. I wouldn't. I'm not interested in that quite yet. Maybe.
Airport train, they have a driverless train. It's not the public transportation, but inside the airport.
That's a little different because it's on a rail. Like there's not a lot of obstructions it can hit. It has like fucking 3 destination it hits, and it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So if it breaks down, all it's gonna do is just like end up stopping on the track, and then they have to fix it. But like if you're in a street, there's thousands of things you could get into an accident with.
Right. That's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are like theme park attraction. I mean, right?
Yeah, I would trust that more than I would trust a self-driving monorail or a self-driving tram more, maybe not a tram, but some sort of a train, like you said, the airport train. I would trust that more than a self-driving car at this point. I wouldn't have a big issue with that.
Still too early in the street because street there's no prediction. You never know. Kids come out, people running or a car, stuck or engine
And then
trouble.
other drivers, human drivers who suck at driving, we all know a bunch of them. What if they just hit you and there's no recourse? Like there's no way to fucking, because at least if I'm in control, I know that I could try to react. But what if the car is just like, oh, fuck it. Like the car just doesn't care. Or, I don't know. It's very strange. All right, so let's see what another one of these. Okay, what year do you think Minority Report, Steven Spielberg's Minority Report? This is
2020.
2054.
Wow.
2054, Yuki. So that's still a little ways off. We still have time to get there. Total Recall.
2080.
Close, 2084.
Oh.
That makes sense to me because I think by then I don't know if we're colonizing Mars, but I bet you we have people on Mars by then.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that we'll at least have like some people who have gone to Mars and set up a little bit of the convenience store and 7-Eleven.
We haven't even gone the moon back yet.
Yeah, there's conspiracy theories as to why we haven't even gone back to the moon, but
if we went to the moon like 40 years ago, why are we not going now? And then if we don't go back to the moon, how can we go to Mars?
you stumped me, Yuki. I fucking don't know, but all I know is I think it's possible. I think I can. I think I can go to Mars. All right, what year, Yuki, did 2001 take place?
2000.
2001: A Space Odyssey. What year?
2001.
You're right. You got that was a trick question. I was trying to fuck you up. Alien, the original Alien.
That's the 2020.
2122.
What? Really?
That far in the future. The Matrix, Yuki, The Matrix.
That's like a 2222.
Very close. 2199. Let's see. Logan's Run. Okay, this is way further in the future. I'll just give you that hint. Logan's Run.
3020.
It's a little less than that. It's 2500. The year 2500. Now, Planet of the Apes.
2078.
So on this chart here, it's so far in the future that there's no date.
Oh.
So it's like the year 17,000, Yuki.
Wow.
But think about it this way, Yuki. You know what's so fucking crazy to think about? I was looking back at some of the dinosaur eras, and they have hundreds of millions of years that those things span. Think about how we've only pretty much clocked like 2,000 proper years of human civilization. In the blink of an eye, that's the blink of an eye for the dinosaurs. So
right.
Even if we get to the year 20,472, that's still nothing. Think about how long 10 million years is. Think about how long 1 million years is.
Yeah.
So we may never even, reach a certain level of humanity, because if we're here after, I don't know, how long have humans been on Earth? 100,000 years or some shit like that? I don't even fucking know. But it ain't a million.
Maybe it is a million, no?
Probably less than a million years. So God help us, Yuki. The future is so frightening because the dinosaurs were here for 10 million. And imagine what the dinosaurs were like. They were fucking monsters just roaming the earth. What if that's what we evolve into? We are monsters in a way, monstrous. But like a million years from now, what is a human going to become? It's definitely a machine.
Yeah, and then do we live forever? Because medical technology advanced, and then maybe somebody invent them, people don't die. Then that would be a problem because the population growing too much. Then we have to go to Mars because Earth is too small if nobody dies. Then no food. So we have to eat the people. Then Soylent Green.
Soylent Green is people, Yuki. Wait, where's that? I think that's on this list too. Where is Soylent Green? Let's see.
2000.
Oh, dude. Soylent Green. Yeah, try to guess.
2020.
Very close. 2022.
Oh,
So we've already passed the future of Soylent Green where they thought that we were going to be eating people.
so we may already eating people then. We just don't know it.
McDonald's is delicious, and if it's people, I might keep going.
That's possible.
Yuki, I'm sure, like in the future, it will be like combining machine parts with human parts. And I think the whole idea of like AI cyborg,
Like a Robocop.
like a RoboCop, or even more like a human consciousness inside of an augmented AI machine armor body.
Okay, so what's the difference between robot, android, and cyborg?
Well, robot is machine parts. Android, I don't know what an android is. But cyborg is part man, part machine. So android might be like let me look it up, but I think android is probably a human form of a robot.
R2D2 is a robot, but C3PO is android.
That's what I think. Let's look up android definition. But I think that's a good question. Yes, because robot doesn't have to be shaped like a human being. Yes, I'm right. So Android is a robot with the human appearance, and you're right. C3PO is an android,
Then R2D2 is a robot.
is a robot, even though they refer to him as a droid.
Right. And then Robocop is a cyborg.
RoboCop is a cyborg. Yeah, so that's the three hierarchy. You ever read Isaac Asimov? Any of his stuff?
Yes, I Robot.
Yeah,
I Robot. Yeah, something like that, right?
yeah. iRobot he did, and with the Foundation series or the Foundation series, he has the three laws of robotics. Asimov.
Oh, like a robot that can harm the people, stuff like that.
I think it's pretty genius that he did the three laws of robotics. It,
Ash in Alien, he did the wrong things. That he harmed the human being.
oh yeah, he went against the. Well, they didn't even know he was a fucking android or robot or whether he was an android. They didn't even know, so he fucking betrayed the humans by just pretending he was a person.
Yeah. So that's
Uh,
some of the rules there.
yeah, the three rules are here. A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. So not only are they not allowed to attack a human, if they see a human is in danger, they have to help that human.
Oh.
Number two is a robot must obey the orders given to it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. So if a human told a robot, "I want you to go crash that bus," it would say, "No, those people are going to die." Like it cannot harm humans, no matter what. And then a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protections does not conflict with the first or the second law.
Mm.
So I guess a robot, if it knows it's going to be hurting a human, it would let itself be destroyed.
Oh.
That's interesting, Yuki. That's such a cool idea that Asimov did there. And I think, that's something that maybe these new AI companies should really think about.
Right.
Because like the whole AI argument, we got into it a little bit on a past episode, was that it's going to harm industries and it's going to harm humans and take away jobs and all that sort of stuff. And they need to really think about how to regulate that so that there are humans who don't lose their entire livelihoods over this shit.
Mm.
And it should be regulated under fucking Asimov's laws, maybe.
So it's not really following his law.
AI is the Wild West as far as I could tell. It's like fucking anything goes. Like fucking fuck everybody's jobs, fuck everybody's art, we're literally stealing people's art in order to train AIs on how to make art.
The West world, the robot was killing people.
Oh yeah, Westworld with Hugh Brenner.
Yeah.
I like the original movie Westworld, and then the show I never watched. Did you watch the HBO show?
I never saw it. HBO.
Me neither.
The movie or book.
Yeah, I like the movie a lot. And that's Michael Crichton, right?
Yes.
What about there's this whole book called Future Shock, and that's also a term, and I wonder what that is. Let's see what Future Shock definition. Here we go. Let's see. Future stock. I wish I knew what the stocks would be in the future. I could fucking play them so I get rich. It's a book by American futurist Alvin Toffler, written in 1970. And his wife co-wrote it, Adelaide Farrell. The term future shock is a state of distress or disorientation due to rapid or social technological changes. So the idea is that technology and things are happening so fast that we cannot handle it as humans, that we're in a future shock of the future.
I see. So we can follow up. I mean, the technology moving so fast.
We can't keep up. It's like the next day, the next day, the next. And I remember I took a thing in grammar. No, it was middle school. I was in a class called technology class, which was like one of the first times I ever heard about that. And it was like we would build things and stuff, but also the teacher would teach us about the things that were coming in terms of the future of technology. And he said this thing, I think it's a principle or a law, about how information is about to continue to double at astronomical speeds, because like at one point in human history, all of human knowledge collectively would double, say, every 10 years. Then as we got smarter, it would double every 5 years, then every year, then every 6 months, then every month, then every fucking week, then every day, to the point where we're going to be doubling human knowledge to a point that we can't ever keep up with, where like every second it's like, blah, 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 we're just learning and doing, and it's just like an exponential growth. That's future shock, motherfucker. When we're like every second of every day, we're doubling the collective knowledge of human history.
So technology moving so fast, we can't
keep up. Like technology is moving, and technology progress, knowledge is moving so fast. We cannot. I mean, in private sectors right now, behind closed doors, they may be a fucking 10,000 years in the future beyond what we could even fathom.
They're not just telling us.
No, why would they? They want to keep it secret so that they can have the cachet of whatever the fuck technology they want to keep away from China or Russia or whatever the fuck these government cocksuckers are doing.
Now, do you believe time machine?
I think it's more probable that we could travel to the past than the future. I think that it, to me, the more probable idea would be that we could go back to the future, essentially, back to the past, but not flash forward to the future. But I think also, and this is just me theorizing, whatever, that if we go backwards in time, we're stuck. We wouldn't be able to go forward again.
So how do you go back the past? With time machine?
Well, I don't know, Yuki. I haven't done quantum theoretical physics in a long time, but I think they proved that um, certain photons, could be in the same place at the same time in different sections of time space. So somehow figure out how that works and take our bodies now, project us back to the past. That way we could be existing in two planes of existence all at once.
So if that happens, how come when we got that time, it is people coming from future?
That's a good question. That's why time travel movies are fucked up. You can never get the rules right. I think it's actually more probable that you're not traveling in time. You're traveling in space time. So if you move to another section of space time, you're starting a whole new like sort of timeline that didn't exist before you got there, because their whole idea of like quantum physics and stuff like that is that sometimes materials act differently with and without an observer. So if you're looking at a beam of light, say, going through some sort of a fucking reflection of a glass or whatever it might be, and people are observing it, it acts in a certain way than when people aren't observing it. Like in one way, it'll be a wavelength, and in another way, it'll be like I forgot what the other thing is, a solid or whatever it might be. So observers are what sort of dictate how matter and light and all these things react. So if we as humans are transported into another space and time, that is just like a parallel dimension to what we're experiencing. It's like a side quest almost. But I don't think it's a two-way street. I think it's like you get over there and you either exist in both places at the same time, or one of you ceases to exist and you continue on.
Well, then Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
That's a go to future. So that spaceship is a time machine. And then
Right. So traveling in time, also you could consider like airplanes. That's time travel in a way, because you're if you had to walk that distance, it would take you 6 years to get from fucking New York to California. But if you get in that plane, you're getting to California faster, so you're traveling through time.
and then 3 hours behind. So you going back to 3 hours.
There you go. We figured it out. That's time travel, Yuki.
So time difference is time travel. Like when I go to Japan, leave New York, right? And then when I arrive, that will be tomorrow from New York time.
So you traveled into the future.
Right. And then when I'm coming back, I leave, then 12 hours later, I'm arriving same day. So I'm coming back to the past.
You got it, Yuki. That's time travel. We figured it out. We actually do travel in time.
Oh, it's a time travel. Okay.
Yuki, if you get on a horse and you go faster than you walk, you're traveling in time. Horses are time travel.
Oh.
I also think you can travel in my there's an old Moody Blues song, and the line is, thinking is the best way to travel. In your mind, sometimes you're visiting the past or past spaces that you've been in, and that is, I think, sort of a form of time travel, and that's what's amazing about humans, is that we have that capability to remember. Animals can't do this. Maybe some of them remember the sense memories or the reflexes or images or emotions that they went through. But we can pull up actual pictures and experiences and relive moments. I think that that's also a form of time travel, Yuki.
Mm. So time travel is possible. I mean, plane travel, it is happening. I mean, it's time travel.
Right. Just fast forward the technology of a plane 2,000 years, and all of a sudden it's instant. You're now no longer have to get on a plane. It's almost like teleportation. You're taken from one space to another in a matter of minutes. That's time travel, right?
I guess so. So, beam me up, Scotty, will happen someday.
I think so. On a long enough timeline, that sort of thing, people will figure out how to molecularly take something, pull it apart, and pull it back together again while keeping all of its essence intact. On a long enough timeline. I'm not saying that's going to happen soon, but in fucking, you give humanity 17,000 years to figure this shit out. I bet you they can do it.
So, the fly, that machine is possible. But I mean, if fly is inside, you're fucked.
That's something that they're going to have to figure out. And I'm glad that, they thought about that. David Cronenberg and Chef Goldblum and Gina Davis, they're going to give the future scientists something to think about. They'll be like, don't let anything in that room or that little chamber because it's going to fuck it up. So they'll think about that because of the movie. That's very nice of them to have done. But yeah, I don't know. That's another thing, though. Say that tomorrow they're like, teleportation exists. I wouldn't try that shit. I'm not doing it. No way.
Try that? No.
Fuck that. I don't even want to get in a self-driving car. Now you're going to teleport me to fucking Milwaukee? Fuck that shit. I'm home. I'll take the carriage, the horse and buggy. I'll meet you there in 3 days.
Because when he tried with the steak, and then Gina Davis says, taste funny. And then I say, fuck, if I were her, I would never try that. I mean, steak taste gone bad, then, you never know what's going to happen to your body.
Disgusting, Yuki. I wouldn't want to fucking eat no teleported steak. Yeah, it's like synthetic, right? It's like almost like reorganized into something that didn't exist before.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Yuki. What do you think? What are any more predictions about the future and any more final thoughts on the future?
Well, 30 years ago, George Lucas kind of said, someday you're going to program the story in the computer and then computer makes movie. It's kind of happening. And he said, we don't need movie theater anymore. You stay home and then, movie company send the movie signal to your home and then you can watch the all new movie at home and that's streaming. So it's all happening.
Yuki, it's all happening, and I think it's going to happen beyond our wildest dreams. It's going to happen to the point where we could literally make as many Star Wars sequels as we want, and they're going to be well written and well done and all that sort of stuff because they're going to train the computers to be close to as good, and then you can maybe edit it a little yourself and say, oh, no, that part, I want this speech to happen, and that, and then you're going to be able to edit your own movies at home that have production value beyond your wildest dreams.
Also, you can bring dead actors, Humphrey Bogart, Audrey Hepburn. I think Marilyn Monroe. Like you can bring, I think, making a new movie with them.
And to go a step further, I think that some of these like AI had the whole idea of like the flesh bots and stuff, where it's like prostitutes that are. I think all that's going to come at some point. I mean, there's going to be some sort of a sex industry that is built around AI companions. I mean, I heard stories that already people are falling in love with ChatGPT fake girlfriends and boyfriends and stuff. I think one person left their wife for a fucking ChatGPT.
Can you physically do this?
No, it's like they were just typing in ChatGPT and they had such a good time talking to this fake AI girlfriend that they were like, fuck my wife, I'm leaving.
But you can fuck the computer, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's ways you could figure it out. I'm sure you could get some lotions and maybe a fleshlight and maybe they
Maybe those what's called sex doll connected to the computer. Maybe they can perform the sex.
that's coming, Yuki. That is going to be. If you think people are fucking anime pillows, wait until they fucking have the sex dolls that are like actual as close as they could be to real people. That's gonna be the future, Yuki. The future is sex.
You can buy a good one in Japan. Sex doll. They're like a really, they're not moving yet. It's just a doll, human size. But if you just let them sit and see them from the distance, you don't even know it's a doll.
And they're gonna learn how to make a move, Yuki. They're gonna program to be fucking twerking and shit. That's the future, Yuki.
5 to 10 years, you buy maybe cost 1,000, but it's cheap because they serve you, they talk you, they have sex with you, better than those girlfriend who talks back to you.
I love Liz Shack, but hey, whatever. I'll have a like how in The Sopranos they all have gumas, which are like the side girlfriends. I'll have like a fucking sex robot guma, and I don't have to take her out to dinner. I just have to be like, oh, okay, tonight we're doing it.
It's cheap, yeah. You don't have to buy them a dinner or drink. No, Tiffany accessories. No, they just serve you. Yeah, they give you a blowjob and then, nice.
Well, that's the future by Yuki and John, and of course it ended on a sex note because we're fucking two horny assholes. But no, it's like the future is like I really do think about that stuff often and how there was a concept in the Kurt Vonnegut book Slaughterhouse-Five about an alien race that experiences all time all at once so that the way that they looked in their true form was almost like a centipede where at one side it started from the birth of the being and at the end it ended at the death, and when you look at it all in one go, it looks like a centipede on like a timeline. That's crazy because you know what? Maybe there are beings in the higher dimensions, the fourth, fifth, sixth dimensions that can look down upon us and see us in that way all at once. They don't see or experience time. They just experience us as a being trapped in time.
Yeah, I can't wait. Or maybe we can't wait.
I just want to eat cheeseburgers and watch movies, Yuki. I don't care about the fucking rest of us. And hang out with Liz, and that just maybe go on a couple of road trips a year, maybe buy a house. That's like that's all I care about.
Ex Machina.
Yes, I saw that. I actually liked that.
Oh
You didn't like it?
no, I liked it. It's an interesting movie, and then I liked the actress. What was that? Alicia what's her name?
I don't remember, but I know that she's bald, and that's why you like her.
Yes.
In the future, Yuki, if all women were bald, that would be like your dream.
Yeah, nothing sexier than bald woman. Passes converter. See, the Star Trek, the original one, first one, what year is that? 2000 something?
Let's see. The original series, I think, is the 23rd century. So let's see what year original Star Trek. Because I think that I think that the next generation is the 24th century.
Oh, so the original series is the 23rd century.
I think so. Century. It's not popping up. Wait, hold on. Maybe I asked it wrong because it says it started in 1966. Yeah, no shit. Oh, the original Star Trek series took place from 2265 to 2269.
Oh, so 3rd century, right?
Yes, that would be the 23rd century. And then the next generation is the 24th century.
I see.
So Spock is running around the 23rd century being all logical and shit. But they don't really get to. I guess they do have some computers and stuff that it's sentient, alien computer life form. But they don't really use AI on the ship. The humans are still pretty much in control of all the machinery.
Suru is a driver, right? Basically.
Yeah, they still have drivers. They still have engineers, mechanics, science officers, the doctors. All right, Yuki. So that was future. Anything you want to say to the people, the beautiful listeners? To give them advice for the future, Yuki.
Well, I think future is now. So, don't waste any time. And then there's no such a thing as future. Today is the future.
I agree with you in a way, like, you've got to concentrate on the present. You could definitely make plans for the future, but everything that affects you in the future is going to be what you've planned for or have accomplished in the present. So don't waste the present time.
That's right. That's a good advice. You don't waste the present time. And then eat like there is no tomorrow. Could die tomorrow, so no regret. So you should eat well today, So eat like no tomorrow. And then, okay, whatever you do, you work hard, live hard, like there's no tomorrow. So whatever happened tomorrow, there won't be any regret.
All right, I like that, Yuki. And then as Criswell, the amazing Criswell said in one of the Ed Wood movies, future events such as these will affect you in the future. All right, that was Yuki John's podcast buffet. We thank you so much for joining us at the Patreon buffet, the podcast buffet, the media buffet, all the buffets that Yuki's ever been to. The Gorilla Buffet that we talked about, the Gorilla Joke book. And I guess we'll see you next time at the
Patreon buffet. John and Yuki and John. Thanks for listening us.
We will see you in the future.
Yuki and John, Patreon buffet.